Okay, we have a green box. We have a live counter ticking up. Going to assume that means we're live. Very soon we'll be. And that means welcome back to the Storytime Network. It is once again D&D Day, and it is time to hand over to Kaido to get us underway.
Yes, hello. So, last we left our heroes with Seamus, the half-elf bard, Felix, the Eladrin painter, Aldane, the half-elf paladin, and Daron, the Genasi rogue, alongside a rather quiet lately River. You guys had just dealt with the what's it called? You guys had just dealt with the Ulufarid that was the vessel for the brain of the ancient black dragon. And after dealing with that, you were then able to recuperate in the city of Bovetman, the capital.
And now suddenly Seamus's brain trembles.
Yes, now Seamus has brain stuff to go with Aldane's limbs and Darren's eyes. But anyway, you then... Yeah, so on the way to the capital, some guards from Bovetman came to investigate what happened with the giant purple beam of light that had happened when Seamus claimed the weapon. And after giving them some information and being escorted to the capital, you guys were able to enjoy a very relaxing sleep at the Opportunities Collier branch. Once you all awoke and managed to finally have a good rest, you were swiftly you were swiftly disturbed and disrupted by some guards who would not even guards, who then basically led you to speak with the Queen of Bovetman, Tiddlywinks. And after some tense and awkward discussions, she let you on your way, and that's it. Daron went off on their own and managed to actually bump into Scarlet and tailed them for a while. And then once you all came back together and decided the plan of action was to do Aurix's job while the party who initially had the indignation weapon would eventually make their way. And yeah, so as we jump back in, it will be as you've pretty much just started leaving the capital. I did check the distance because I wanted to remind myself. It will take about 2 days and 8 hours to get to Collier.
That's not that bad.
But yeah. What was I going to say? So, I'm going to have to ask Seamus, can you give me your animal handling check?
Oh, yes. Haven't done that in a little while.
Mm-hmm.
There you go.
Fantastic. And I'm going to have to use their on sheet for land vehicles. Very nice.
Hey, solid start.
Speaking of Daron, would any of you be willing to just play Daron on autopilot if a battle comes up?
Sure.
If he wants to do it.
I can do it.
Give me that. Here you go, and can be edited and controlled by Jack. There you go. You should be able to see Daron's character sheet now.
Yep, I can see him.
So all it'll be is just a case of just doing the rolls when I need you to do them. And if combat does start, then you just control them.
Okay. Hopefully
we-
that doesn't become an issue before Gen gets in.
I was gonna say, hopefully we don't face combat before Gen gets here.
Well, until then, Mill, give me a D100.
Will do. D100. 98.
So, as you, probably only like half an hour after you leave the capital, you start seeing, clouds in the distance. They look rather miserable looking. If any of you want to make a nature check, you can.
Might as well. I spent all that time training into it.
21.
Of course.
8. You're too busy just looking back at the capital. I don't know. You can decide why you're distracted, I guess.
I saw the clouds and immediately started looking for my umbrella.
Seamus, that looks like snow is going to fall.
Better get your winter gear ready, boys.
From what I can tell, it's not too bad. It's nowhere near as bad as Colonia Pole, but it's still one of them where it's going to be a bit cold. You're going to shiver a bit.
Shiver me timbers.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Other than that, like, the terrain is still fine. I mean, you're off-road, so it's not too great, and it is a bit, like, awkward, but thankfully with the animal handling and land vehicles check being so good, it evens itself out. You don't lose any time on the way.
Good.
Good. Cool.
Cool.
Yes, indeed, cool. Just like the weather. Aha.
Yes.
So, as you're making your way over to the, what's it called? The, Tarrasque base, you get a sending message. I'll just type it out for you.
Cool.
Do we ever hear back? Oh, that's right. I meant to send a sending to Zarus and make sure he got out okay.
Were you getting a sending off Guy?
Ah.
Alrighty then.
He stayed in the capital, didn't he?
Guy?
Yeah.
Yeah, Guy never went to Black Crane.
Surprise, we're in Bovetman now.
I'm fairly sure we told Kuro that.
Yeah.
So I'm fairly sure he also, asked what the fuck was going on.
Yeah, I think we already told them that we secured the Dracolich piece.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is more, from what you can tell, this is just checking in.
Alright, well, I'll leave it up to Felix to respond then.
Actually, I'll roll a D4 to decide who even gets it. Seamus,
Yes.
you can reply back.
Oh,
Well,
it's to me.
Well, not can, you are replying back because they
I
sent
am
a
replying
thing
back.
to you.
And it's, what, 25 words?
25 words.
Or less. You don't have to exactly
At
hit
least-
25.
At least it's not
Okay,
25.
guys.
At least it's not
What do y'all
25
think I should
characters.
say? What should I cover in this?
Something like doing fine for now.
On a mission.
Did we tell Kuro that Xylosian is Aurix or not?
Rue just looks
I don't
at
believe
you
so.
guys and just says he knows who Aurix is.
Oh, yeah, So doing fine for now. On a mission to Collier.
Well,
mean,
just
you've-
you don't even need to say where we're going. Just on a mission for Aurix involving COT.
And then you spell Aurix, Aurex,
IX.
Yeah,
IX. Oh, I almost had it.
I
On a
mean,
mission for
think AU as in gold, Dylan.
yeah, and then on a mission for Aurix. Should I say what the mission's for at all, or just say just on a mission for Aurix?
You could just say it's for the cults, and people would probably get what you mean. There's only one really major cult in the setting.
If you want to save words, you could abbreviate it to COT.
Mm-hmm.
I'll just put cult in a capital C, and then he'll probably know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, guy is an intelligent fellow. He'll know what we mean.
Yeah, and I'll just say we'll send word after the mission.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Let me count that. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'm good. Okay.
Yeah, you send the reply, and then, yeah, that's it. Because unfortunately, they'd have to cast sending again to get you to send a message, but there's not really much to really say afterwards. Like,
Yeah.
He casts another sending just to reply K.
YS.
Keep yourself safe, right?
Yeah, sure.
Over the river and through the woods to grandmother's house we go.
Yes, 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 yes.
Oh no, are we traveling through woods right now?
That's a good question.
Honestly, it's mostly quite open terrain. There is some trees out and about, but it's mostly like, yeah, just open plain. Unlike Cordis, which is a lot more forested, like, you'd have to go further up north to really get forests.
Mm-hmm.
And that goes into Siltonot.
Makes sense.
It's quite fortunate. You can see a lot of, like, what's it called? You can see what's coming. I mean, the only way you can't see anything coming is if it's from underground, but at that point, there's not much you can do about that. But as you are going in this direction, all of you give me a perception check.
Oh boy.
Perception checks, yay. Should I roll for Darren as well?
Yes, please.
Okay.
Started the session off well.
Get the bad rolls out of the way, Mel. Think of it that way. At least that's not a 10 on your chromatic orb roll.
Darren has crazy perception.
They
I mean,
do.
That's the point. Perception is probably your most rolled skill in any D&D campaign.
Yeah.
Having
One of them
a good
Besides
perception
maybe
roll.
persuasion.
A good perception roll is the difference between seeing a trap and only finding out fallen into it. You're only finding out that door has a trap behind it after it's already blown up in your face, and one of the party members is dead, and it's the healer. You know.
Or
Yeah.
it's the difference between not hearing anything and staying alive, or hearing a dog running towards it, falling in a pit, and getting killed by said dog.
Yeah. Anyway, so in the distance, Darren and Seamus, quite appropriate because they are at the front.
Yep.
Both would see bodies on the floor in the distance.
What is it?
It is on the way to where you're going. Do you stop to look at the bodies, or do you just pass them by?
Is
We
there
should
any way we
probably
can do an
investigate the
investigation
Yeah.
on the
if you wanna
way
get-
past, or do we have to stop for that?
I mean, if you want to actively check cause of death, the clothes.
Da-
who they
Daron's
might
got pretty good
be.
investigation, right?
Yeah, and you'd have to take the time to
yeah.
investigate if you want to do that.
Might as well.
So the moment you sort of get within sight, you can already see it would be incredibly difficult to identify the bodies. A lot of
Oh, they-
these are just destroyed would be the best word to describe these bodies.
Like blunt force smushed, or like burnt to a crisp or something.
From what it looks like, I'd say you'd have to give me an investigation and or medical check.
But
Whatever you would prefer. Rua's doing medicine because that's his best skill between the two.
yeah,
Yeah, Eldane's gonna do medicine. Nope. And we'll have Darren do investigation. Oh,
Oops. Came through twice.
I'm rolling Dyron for someone else, and they're getting better rolls than my own character.
So for you, Aldane, for all of you, it's quite gruesome. For you, it actually kind of makes you want to be sick. It's hard to look at them. Thankfully, Rua, Felix, and Daron are a bit more braced. For you, Seamus, from what you can tell, it's quite mangled. Because you're not proficient in investigation, are you?
I supposedly am, but it's only like a +4
Oh,
for me.
right. Yeah,
Only
fair enough then.
+4.
To be honest, it's quite hard to tell from the mangled bits of body. I'd say it probably... What is it called? The only thing you can tell is that, what the rest of the people with higher scores can tell. These are Cult of the Tarrasque members. However, what Felix and Darren can tell is that these tatters are from being what looks like claw marks and what looks like heavy bludgeoning and also bite marks. And as Rua sort of moves some of the clothing so you can see the body, it's awful. From the bodies you can tell, it looks like there's 4 people amongst these bodies. Is what you can kind of tell, because most of the remains have been eaten.
Ew.
That's grody.
I wonder if this has anything to do with, what we're doing.
I mean, Aurix did say there's a beast to do with the cult of the Tarrasque. Maybe their beast turned on them.
Or maybe it's just not
Or
very
maybe they're trying
controlled.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, doing any sort of magical mutation stuff is bound to cause problems, right?
Mm.
It's not always going to go perfectly well for the people who do it.
I mean, some of the people we've fought have always been somewhat feral. Maybe this is someone who finally fully lapsed.
Yes.
There's also the
That
fact
is
that when it stole our horse, it made it more intelligent. So maybe it saw the
The
writing on
inverse
the
is
wall.
also possible.
Maybe it
From
saw-
what you can tell, from what bits you can tell as well, you see what looks like mangled and destroyed equipment. one of the bodies has been impaled, not with a weapon, but with what looks like a fist. And the armor that you can tell that's been impaled is half plate armor. And they've gone through the plate bit.
That's concerning.
And you see a bunch of weapons. These are like nice quality weapons. Like, do you actually look at the weapons and the gear as well? Just to see if there's anything you can salvage?
I'd say so, yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
Whoever wants the investigation, they can. And this is specifically investigation.
Any of us can roll it?
If you want. Wow, Darren rolled poorly.
Everybody
I've still
rolled
got
poorly
an
on that
8
round.
somehow.
So, Aldane and Felix, you cobble together what you can find. And a lot of these look like, again, decent quality gear. Amongst the pile, you can see what presumably looked like a magical sword. And it's just been completely smashed. And which is why I also want Felix and Seamus, because you are both proficient in Arcana, correct?
Yes.
Give me that roll. Give me
Okie
that.
doke. Oh, come on. Damn it.
Felix? Magical weapons and equipment aren't meant to break. Unless there's, like, a consequence behind it breaking, like, say, a Staff of Power. Like, a normal magical sword shouldn't break.
This is getting more concerning by the minute.
From what you can tell, unless you want to, like, scrap the pieces down and, like, you probably wouldn't get very much for this. Unless you wanted to, like, I don't know, trip someone by throwing it at them. I don't know. Like, there's not really much practical use.
Might be good as
Yeah.
caltrops.
Perhaps.
Yeah. I mean, you could. It's just then, would he keep the caltrops?
True. Also a very valid question.
Do you continue on?
Yeah, might as well.
Yes.
As you get back on the car... Oh, what were we going to say, Mel?
Probably a little bit more carefully than before.
As
Yeah.
you continue along, you are... it gets to the point where, like, as it's sort of getting a bit later in the day, you start seeing more bodies of, like, people running away.
Oh, this is very much not a good sign.
By the time you get to about probably 4 hours into this ride, you've seen probably an extra, like, 5 bodies. More or less the same kind of damage. A lot of them have been eaten.
Well, plus
Lovely.
we might not have to face many actual cult members.
Silver linings and all.
In fact, give me... Who's proficient in medicine?
Not I.
Nope.
Saying is.
You are?
Yep.
Go, give me a medicine check. Rue will also do this. So
A 10.
Rue points out the teeth marks are humanoid teeth.
Wonderful.
Lovely.
Like another human.
That's not at all deeply concerning.
In fact, that reminds me. Not reminds me, but I'd say as you continue along, eventually it becomes nightfall, and you have to make camp. What would the night watches be like?
Aldain can take first watch.
Are we gonna do the same thing of split the two
The elves.
trances across the
I mean,
watches?
it makes sense,
Yeah.
doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So who's taking over after Aldain?
Seamus could do that.
And then we could have Dairon as part of the last shift.
It's been a while since we've last had a watch. What provisions do we
is-
have to make for like who has dark vision and who doesn't?
Well, the thing is what's it called? There's only what's it called? One of the two trance users is going to have to do a watch on their own
Mm-hmm.
because what's it called? There's only 5 people in this party,
Yeah.
and there's 4 watches. So unless Ruan is to do a watch on his own, it would have to be Felix that does a watch on his own.
I think just based on perception skills, it should probably be Rua.
Seamus, do you want to do third watch then with Felix?
Sure. Might as well.
Yeah. Let me just organise this then. I'm just typing up the watch order for people to be,
Yeah. I'm not trying to, pass the responsibility or anything, but
It's just Rua is better at it.
Rua is a lot better at it.
He has a +9 to this.
That's 3 times better than mine. And I'm proficient in it.
Rua's got expertise in it. It's just that you have low wisdom because you don't need wisdom too much.
Yeah, I have a 0 modifier.
Yeah, are people happy with this order then?
Yeah, should be fine.
Right then,
Should be.
Aldain, give me a perception check.
Naturally. Oh, nice. Off to a good start.
As we get into the watches, I'm going to change the music.
Oh boy.
Don't worry, it's fine. So, during this watch, in the far distance, you do see some, birds and stuff flying across the night sky, or at least you hear them, I should say, because dark vision only takes vision so far. From what you can tell, if you do anything like perimeter checks, or just general sweep, or anything like that, doesn't seem to be anything coming your way. And yeah, it's just a otherwise thankfully uneventful shift. Do you want to talk to Rua at all during this time?
Sure, a little bit. So, what do you think the situation is on this mission?
Sounds like the cult of the Tarrasque bit off more than they could chew.
I was thinking
I
the
mean-
same thing.
They deserve it after the horrible things they've done.
Hard to argue against that. I'm concerned with what it is we'll be fighting, but
Here's hoping it's weakened enough by the time we find it that we can kill it, though.
hopefully. I don't even want to imagine what kind of abomination it's going to be.
I mean, if it's strong enough to punch through metal, and its teeth are humanoid in shape, it sounds like it's another person, so maybe they've done another human. Or maybe they found someone that they can turn into one of these monsters.
This is entirely possible.
I don't really know any people. I don't know many people who would be strong enough to punch through something that hard, though.
Hmm.
The only people I could possibly think would be Zarus, if he was very motivated to do so, and probably my granddad.
Those do seem like the only ones that make sense.
Yes, and well, Zarus is all the way in Blackrain, and my granddad even, very likely wouldn't let himself be kidnapped by these people.
Hmm. So now the question becomes, they were strong before they were transformed, or if they were only strengthened by the transformation.
Who knows? I don't really like either possibility, but the first one's the worst if they were already strong.
Mm-hmm. Agreed.
What are your plans after this anyway when we get back to Centralis? Because I'm probably going to have to stay behind and do some duties.
We're probably going to have to pursue one of the Dracolich pieces, or in all likelihood, we'll be spending a bit of time recuperating and training before going off on the next mission.
Fair enough. Yeah. I'll be having to do kingly duties for a bit. Shouldn't be too much problem. I managed to get a lot of stuff sorted before I left. But that was a while ago now.
Yeah. Well, hopefully this mission goes well. Nothing else, because I want to be able to return to Centralis at a reasonable point.
I think we all do. But, I mean, you know, as irreverent as Aurix is, he's still not a horrible person.
Hmm.
Or at least he's not horrible to the people who he likes and amuses him.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's a friend of the family, so he at least likes me.
That is a positive, yes.
I mean, he was a hero before, you know, he became a criminal. And I mean, he technically still hasn't really stopped being one. I mean, he was the one who, you know, gave Akira the anti-detection stuff for his home.
Yes. That he did. Well, if nothing else, this mission is going to be a tough one, but I think we can do this.
We faced worse. I mean, after all, you guys we all walked right into that Ulfarid fight.
Yes. Almost a miracle that we managed to walk out of that without sustaining any permanent damage.
Yeah, I mean, we would have had to look around to Felix. That wouldn't have been very helpful.
That would not have been helpful, no. I don't think he would have been happy with it either.
I mean, I doubt his mental faculties would have allowed him to feel sad or not. He's fine. Aurix probably would have been able to sort it out. He's strong enough anyway to easily reverse a feeble mind.
Hopefully. I'm just glad it didn't come to that.
No, because then Felix would have been in Aurix's debt.
So if I've got brain power stuff now, when do I get feeble mind?
Out of character, you'd have to probably choose to learn it. It's just that Ulafarids can
Oh.
cast Feeble Mind anyway.
Oh, okay. It's not just a brain
Field
power
Mind is a
thing.
very powerful spell, but I think it's a high level, isn't it?
It's
Probably like a level 8 or something.
level 6. Oh, no, yeah, 8th level, sorry. It is. Yeah, 8th level. Oh, yeah, bards can know it normally.
Hey!
Or at least, either way. But yeah, anyway, back to the conversation.
I sure to think what would have happened if that Uthar had targeted anyone else with that spell.
Yeah, thank God Felix's mental abilities are so strong.
Mm-hmm.
If you want, Jack, we
Sure.
can move on to the next stuff.
Sure thing. Well, I think it's time for me to go to sleep. Sorry to leave you on your own like this.
It's fine. There's worse people to leave on their own.
Suppose so.
And so, Rua now must do a perception check on his own. Got even... Oh, not even better, but... Damn, that nat one would have been scary.
Mm-hmm.
So, eventually, Rua comes to wake you, Seamus, up, and Felix, your trance comes to an end. It's time to swap over, guys. Have fun.
Will do.
And you just watch as Rua pulls the bed covers that he has for himself over his own body and lays on the floor. Oh. Is that again, I hear?
Yep.
Hello.
Hello, you've not missed
Again?
much. The most that's happened is that you guys have passed multiple cults of the Tarrasque bodies that have been bitten and punched to death. The punch mark, some of the fists have gone through plate armor, and the teeth marks are humanoid in nature.
Wonderful.
Right now, it's just a matter of night watches, as it is Seamus and Felix's turn. And as I was going to say, you do notice, both of you, it is quite strange, and you've only ever seen really Rura do it, and Akrua as well. They don't trance like proper meditation. They trance like they fall asleep like any other person does. You know, pillow to the head, roll the bed sheets over, just... Yeah.
Man, falling asleep is so weird.
The thing is, out of character, Rua's not actually sleeping, that's just how he seems to trance.
It's almost like he learned how to sleep, but can't sleep.
Give me
So
a
he
his-
tries to mimic it.
Who would
Give me a
want
history
to,
check.
right?
Give me a history check, Seamus.
Oh yeah, right. Not good enough.
So you vaguely remember a time when you used to know Rua's dad and Rua. You remember Rua's dad, the late King Ivias, telling you actually that he learned how to trance, that he chooses to trance by looking like he's falling asleep like anyone else. And the reason for it is because not only does it make it seem like he's only a half elf, which can cause people to underestimate him, because, you know, oh shit, he's woken up earlier than he should have.
Yep.
He also claimed that it was because it...
It what?
Kinda.
Hello?
Hello?
It what
My
now?
my keyboard's
You
been
cut out for a
funky.
second.
I don't mind, but I got new batteries. As I was saying, yeah, it looks like it. The idea is to put people's minds at ease, because it looks like he's not just, you know, in the corner meditating, like, you know,
Like
Yeah.
Felix.
it's to look like it's more to just
He doesn't seem like a fucking robot.
yeah, like it's more to seem like, you know, he's an equal to everyone else. And also, it also would also have told you that it's for comfort because it's nicer to be on a soft, or nice, lay on your side, being able to relax rather than just set upright or any other meditative position. And he learnt that from Akrua, and it seems like Rua's learnt that from the family as well. But anyway, yes, discuss away. If you both want to do roleplay right now.
Sure. I mean, we need to do perception checks first, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that's priority numero uno. Woohoo!
See, this is why it's better that Rua did the alone watch.
So, as you look up to the night sky, it's just a beautiful... It's actually quite dark, what am I saying? And there are slight bits of snow falling from the sky now. It is a bit chilly, but not too bad. You wouldn't need to swap into winter clothes.
Seamus shivers a bit. Whew, it's a titty bit nipply out there.
It's not as bad as Colodnia Pole.
True, that was a different kind of cold. That.
So, what horrors do you think will be traumatizing us this time?
Very good question. Well, it's the cult of the Tarrasque, so I'm expecting a bunch of horrors beyond our wildest nightmares.
Seems like a good bet.
Yeah. Who knows? Maybe it'll just be all the other horrors that we've seen before.
Who knows? Maybe it'll have already died by the time we get there.
Oh, we could only be so lucky.
Still.
Seamus just kind of stops and scans the trees. Or scans the, are there trees around? Or is it still like we're out on the plain?
You probably would have been able to camp by a tree.
Okay, so Seamus just kind of looks over. You said it's a dark night, so that the moon is not really out, but Seamus can still see kind of well because of dark vision, right?
I mean, you can see up to 60 feet in front of you.
Yeah. Seamus turns to Felix and says, I don't know about you, but with the way my dark vision works, it looks like we're just kind of on an island because there's not really anything around here except open plain and a few trees scattered around.
Still, it's weird being so far from Tenoyama.
Yeah, this is the furthest I think I've ever been from the homeland.
I mean, we're actually on a different continent for once.
Yeah. I think the furthest I've been...
Out of character, both land masses are considered the same continent.
We're okay, we're on a completely different massive landmass.
There you go. To be fair, it is strange that they would be considered part of the same continent, but...
Maybe they were the same continent at some point and were, like, split apart by tectonic activity or, I don't know, something like that.
I mean, considering the shape, like, it would make sense that it fits in...
Yeah. This bitch don't know about Pangea.
This bitch is bad at geography. Seriously, I dropped it at like 14. I know nothing about geography.
Oh. That's no bueno.
Still, we'll have to be ready, or we'll have to be ready to go even further afield, seeing as we need to go to Siltanok and Pahola at some point.
Very
Yes, we
true.
must go even further beyond.
Plus ultra.
You said it, not me.
uh, but in all seriousness, we do have a lot of work ahead of us.
No one ever said this would be easy.
You're asleep.
Yes.
Oh, hey, you're awake?
Oh, good, we can change watches.
I mean, yeah, you can change watches if you want.
Yeah, we could do that at that point. We could just pretend that the third watch is over.
And now, Daron, Felix, give me perception checks, my guys. Also, since Gen's here, Aldane doesn't need to have access to Daron's stuff now.
Right,
Oh,
that's funny.
good.
You rolled so well, Mel. You fall asleep. I'm joking.
No, I'm so confident that there's nothing around that I feel safe enough to fall asleep.
He's suffering from success. But anyway, yeah. Again, actually, both of you look towards the distance of where you know the Tarrasque headquarters are,
Mm-hmm.
and you hear a very faint scream.
Oh, that's not good.
It's
I don't like
very far into the distance, where unless they can see in the dark clearly, they very likely wouldn't know where you are.
Mm.
If that is a death cry, we're not getting there in time. If that is a monster, it's too far away for us to worry about right this second.
I mean, based on current experiences, the dead bodies have been cult of the Tarrasque members, so do we really want to save them?
Information's always useful.
Fair, I suppose, but I'm not putting my neck on the line for any of them.
Come on, guys, you wouldn't screenshot an NFT. You wouldn't let a cult of the Tarrasque member die if you could help it, right?
I'd give them popcorn. I'd chirp some popcorn. I'd pull up a lawn chair. Make it a day.
If they were on fire, I would certainly give them a glass of liquid. Whether that liquid was water or gasoline is something I wouldn't tell them.
The glass of piss.
So what's it like being back home after so long?
Mixed emotions. Honestly. On the one hand, it's nice to smell familiar things, see familiar buildings, all the memories. But there's a reason I left.
Mm.
And that tinges everything.
If things
I'm
were
sure
to
the
change,
same would be true for you when you went back to when we go back to Silternock. No? Not Silternock, Tenuyama.
it would be different if I went back to Silternock. Yeah, that's a journey I'm not wholly looking forward to. But it'll have to be made at some point.
Regardless of our desires, yeah. That's the nature of the beast, so to speak.
It's the nature of our mission, if nothing else. Certainly, if we don't want the Ancient Black to win, we have to collect all of the pieces.
I really hope we don't have to deal with this for too much longer.
Well, it seems nowadays we either deal with the ancient black dragon and the Dracolich pieces, or the cult of Tarrasque. Neither of which have been very fun.
Hmm. You know, Felix, I've been wondering.
Go on.
What do you intend to do after this is all over?
I suppose it depends on how accomplished I feel after all this. If I manage to finally make something approaching the quality my master can make on a regular basis, then maybe I'll settle down somewhere. Maybe it'll be Centralis, maybe I'll go back to Tenoyama, I'm not sure. If not, then I'll keep looking for inspiration.
The nomad artist.
I mean, it's what my master recommended, so he's the wisest man I've ever known.
Yeah. Who is your master, if you don't mind me asking?
Raphael de Grey. He was a slave in Blackrain, but managed to escape into Tenoyama. He has a studio and a school there.
That tracks with what you've mentioned.
He taught me unofficially because of circumstances, but he never treated me like I was a burden or even anything too special. He just treated me as I am.
Would he have had any reason to?
No, but it happened more often than I would have liked.
Well, regardless, when we get to that road, we'll be there when you face the uncomfortable bits.
Thank you. One day I'll tell everyone about it, but for now,
No rush. Yeah, huh? Wonder that.
just out of character, I like that I've simultaneously made Felix like quite an open person, but also probably the most hidden about his past.
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
that's the thing, you can dance around there as badly as Felix attempts to do.
And Darren's never gonna push Felix to respond.
See, the funny thing is, like, out of all the characters, Felix is the one who probably seems like the one who has the most, from what we've seen, has the most interesting past, possibly.
Well, again, it's
What's
the fact that I don't have Felix share it very often, so it's only ever really been hints.
Yes, not interesting. Elusive. Elusive is the word. Meanwhile, Haltane's an open book.
There's nothing for Aldane to hide, though.
Exactly.
Aldane
Yeah,
is a
he has-
literal Boy Scout.
He has a mother who can just blab all of his secrets.
Is Zaldane the only member of the party who has an active working relationship with a living parent?
Yes.
Felix has
Yes.
both parents.
I've got both parents, but
They're in another country.
we're in the country, and from what you know, the relationship isn't great.
Exactly.
I mean, to be fair, given what you know of Aldane's birth dad, like,
Aldane's biodad is not a great person by any stretch.
Does that imply that there's an adopted dad on the horizon?
he's
Aldane
got
has a
stepdad.
stepfather.
Oh, he does?
What are you doing, stepfather?
Yeah, the father of his half sister.
Oh, have we ever met him?
No.
No,
I don't
it's like
believe so.
it's like Deku's dad.
Okay, good. I'm not forgetting somebody then.
Yeah, no, he's usually just doing like office work and stuff.
And meanwhile, Rue's dad is like, well, Rue's mum and dad are just, who knows?
They're chilling with the cult of Tarrasque.
One or both of them may be dead.
Well, do you want to cut to the morning?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Well, as you all wake up, the snow has lightened up a bit, but it's still snowy. In the distance, now that you can see things in the light, Felix and Dare on that body you heard, that scream you heard, you can see the body in the distance.
Yeah, I assume we share that that particular nugget of information. So yeah, so we should probably be on the lookout for whatever this thing is, if it was that relatively close to us.
Well,
let's get underway then.
Seamus, Daron, do you think?
Oh, yeah. That one wasn't as good.
Daron?
Give me a second. Land vehicles?
Yeah. So, Seamus, as you go to try and comfort the horse nearly kicks you in the face. It looks rattled.
Oh,
Is it-
someone rustled your jimmies this morning.
As it looks in the direction of where the body is.
I'm gonna do a perception check to see, like, more the surrounding area, if there's anything fishy going on around.
From what you can tell, there's not really anything otherwise around the area. It just seems like it probably knows of what probably did... Words. It probably knows that something did something to that body. That's the head. Recently.
Uh-huh.
And Daron, you slowly have to sort of get working with the horse. It is a bit awkward just because, like, it's being a bit disobedient because it kind of doesn't want to go in that direction.
Understandable.
Have a nice day. It takes a while. You probably end up losing about like 5 to 10 minutes just to calm it down. But you do make your way again. Do you inspect the body or do you just give it a glance over as you pass by it?
I'll hand the reins to Seamus, jump down, and just do a once over on the body.
Investigation then. Yeah, just like before. Bite marks, bludgeon fists, claw marks.
Anything interesting?
No, unfortunately. Just unless you consider broken weapons, and in this case, this is. Let me check the armor that this guy had. This was splint mail.
I tell the group
And
this.
basically, where the abdomen is, there is a deep fist, like a deep wound from someone punching them.
Scary.
Lovely.
I mean, what all this is telling me is, don't get within melee range of this thing unless you're really confident of your defenses.
Easier said than done for Aldane. Rue adds.
No.
I'll then go into melee range with a dragon. He'll probably be fine.
Yeah, but that dragon didn't seemingly display the ease to punch through very strong armor, did it?
Oh boy.
From what you can tell as well, some of the bite marks were done after. Some of the bite marks were done before the punching, like through the stomach.
And that brings up a
Hopefully
good question. Does it look like it's been like eaten after the fact for, food or sustenance?
From what you can tell, it looks like they were eaten alive from the legs first.
Lovely.
This day just gets better and better.
We're gonna have to do something nice for Aurix to thank him for sending us on this mission.
I'm sure he'll recompense us nicely. He is a man of reputation, and he would not like to be, have rumours spread of him that he's undercharged, like he's under, paid people.
Jiren just kind of shakes her head and jumps back onto the cart.
So, as you continue, because again it's 2 days, so by the second day, you start seeing more bodies. In fact, you actually end up seeing at one point about an entire group of probably 6 people. Some of these people are beginning to look a lot less like soldiers, and more like just humans who... What's it called? Yeah, just art soldiers.
Civilians.
Yeah, civilians, pretty much.
Do I know if there were any human enclaves in Bovetment?
There wouldn't have been. Bovetment is not as bad as Tennoyama when it comes to disliking Black Rain, but Bovetment definitely wouldn't be one. You'd sooner see human enclaves in Siltanok or Pahala, and there aren't any human enclaves in either of those countries.
Like, not like, slave cities, but like, like...
Yeah,
just...
not even like a camp of, like, say, 20 people. Like, Bovetment really doesn't like it, because Bovetment was one of the worst places that had the human, like, leadership.
Okay.
In fact, give me a history check if all of you want to, actually, because it'll help with, like, So,
That's funny on the other side.
Aldane, you're more familiar with the Cordis side of, like, the war, where Cordis was the last place that the humans were stopped at. You aren't really familiar exactly with the outsides, mostly because a lot of stories are told of Cordis as well, and the stuff that happened there in the war. Felix, you were in Tennoyama the entire time. You didn't actually participate in the war, did you?
No.
So yeah, for you, it was a case of Tennoyama was considered like a safe haven for refugees of other races.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of more what you know. Seamus and Dayron, before Pahala became Pahala, it was actually led by a tyrant who pretty much left the country to its own devices and just let war groups and like bands of criminals and like gangs form, which then sort of began to bleed into Bovetman to the point where they began to work together, which is why Bovetman ended up being the worst, because Bovetman's leadership of humans was more civilized than Pahala. They could properly use and manipulate the groups of like lawless criminals.
Mm-hmm.
And some bad stuff happened in Bovetman, you know that much at very least. Which is
It's
why
some bad stuff, man.
Which is why Bovetman what's the word? They very much don't like humans. It's kind of like how Tennoyama doesn't like Black Rain. Bovetman detests humans similarly.
Odd that we're seeing human civilians. Not exactly the most welcome around these parts.
I mean, they were probably looked after in this branch of the headquarters, I assume.
Throne, how did you get involved with these idiots?
Do you say that loud enough for anyone else to hear, or?
Nope, just muttering to myself.
Stealth check then, Dayron.
Still better than my passive perception.
Seamus and Rue would have heard it. Seamus, what's your passive perception? It's an 18, right?
22.
22, yes, you hear
Jesus
it.
Christ. It's nearly 10 better than mine.
And Rua's is a 19, so he also would have heard it.
What
Well,
what did they say?
Talking about a throne being involved in this.
What about the throne, Darren?
A throne. Oh, are you saying that to him?
Yeah, what about a throne?
Nothing, it's fine.
I mean, if you have
Alright.
information what can help us, then it would be helpful to share.
The leader of my old gang is involved with the cult.
Fantastic.
He was an ass, but he was never this much of an ass.
I mean, if they were hiding that kind of a secret, they probably didn't know them as well as he thought.
Yeah, we all had our secrets, but
Mm-hmm.
it's just rough, you know?
Hmm. Well, who knows? Maybe you'll find something incriminating on Throne.
Maybe. We'll see. We should keep going.
Yeah.
So, as you get back on the cart and continue along, it's not great. I'm gonna be real with you guys. Like, it's getting to a point where you are seeing bodies as you're already passing by bodies. In total, if any of you kept account, there's probably about 40 to 50 people between the headquarters and Collier that you've seen. As you get closer to the headquarters, it's becoming more and more civilians than it is soldiers. And the bodies are getting more fresh.
Lovely.
So does that
What-
imply that it was away from the headquarters, broke free, killed the soldiers with it, and then moved towards headquarters again, or?
Aldane, because you're proficient in medicine, right?
Yes.
What's your medicine modifier?
4. Plus 4.
If you want to help Rua get advantage on his medicine check, he could probably give you an idea.
Sure, I'll help him.
16. So he takes a moment and, like, because he examines the bodies, and from what he can tell, one of the bodies that suffered the most damage, in the area where you're at, leading up to, like, where you're heading to, it looks like the rest of the people were moving away from that body. And so the other people who were moving away look a lot less eaten, I guess. There's more of them to give you a clearer picture. It sounds like, basically, it's a mix of, like, it sounds like they probably broke free from the head. People escaped, and then it basically doubled back and went back to the headquarters. It doesn't seem like someone who's, like, capable of rational thought. It sounds like more of an instinctive, like, you know, I'm going to head back to my lair
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And Rua pretty much explains as such.
So if
continuing
it's
on?
if it's
Oh,
not
sorry,
there
go on.
if it's not there when we get to the headquarters, we could probably set a trap for it.
Yeah. I mean, what kind of trap, though?
Anyone have a net?
If it was strong enough to punch through plate mail, it would probably be easy to tear through that.
I can fire my laser.
Rua just
You
like
really need to get that
hands.
checked out, by the way.
Keep marching towards our doom, I suppose.
Yes.
No other choice.
So, eventually,
Can I have a held action?
what's the held action?
Eldritch Blast.
Oh, for fuck's sake, Darren, I was going to post that later on. Get even. That meme.
You're welcome.
What's the trigger then for the Eldritch Blast?
What do you
It needs
mean?
to be
What's the
some-
trick? Oh,
like, why-
if an enemy appears, basically, or like,
Yeah, it's just to
or
make
if we
sure,
have or if we
like-
get attacked.
Yeah, that's complete. It's just to make sure, because then, like, you know... I mean, you can always just choose not to do it even if the trigger comes up. It's just so I know, so... So, as you make your way there, the thing is, you're heading to what should be flatland by a river, you know, because the destination is here, right? You see a very large hole that looks like it's going underground near it. And from the hole that's leading downwards, there's at least 10 to 11 people here. Some of these look new, some of these look like they've been here for a while. All of them are human. And it's beginning to get dark. From what you can tell, it looks like there's light sources leading down, so visibility shouldn't be an issue.
This seems like it might be the entrance to the headquarters, and I'm not sure if we want to camp here.
No, let's go. Let's backtrack a little bit and then camp.
I'd say by the time of day, it's getting to about like probably 7 p.m.
Let's backtrack for about 45 minutes or so and then set up camp.
I mean, if the creature's inside, we'll be able to meet it inward, right? Rua just says to you guys.
Mm.
Do we want to meet it on its terms or ours?
Ours, of course.
I mean, we might be able to catch it by surprise on the way in. Might be feasting on someone.
Hmm. What do you think, Rua?
I mean, this is Rua saying, who's just said that.
Ah,
That, you know, you could probably catch it by surprise while it's eating a body.
hmm.
I suppose it depends on how tired we all feel now. Do we want to rest, or do we want to, you know?
We haven't really expended a substantial amount of energy yet today, so it's probable we'll be fine going in and challenging this thing, but I don't know. Would you prefer not to take the risk?
I mean, we go in during the day. We might miss whatever's, if there's any survivors inside.
Hmm.
But at least then, you know, we'll be fully awake, I guess. But out of character, there'd be no mechanical, like, problems to go in now.
Okay. We should probably go in now while the going is good then. Probably
So-
save me having to cast tiny huts to keep us safe as well.
If you are going inside, I'm going to have to ask for a marching order going upward. Or we could have the marching order be like this if you wanted, because it can be quite wide.
That seems like an alright formation to me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I do have blind sense, so at the very least I'm not completely dead.
So as you make your way in, the bodies are only getting more plentiful. Like, you see claw marks on the ground, not from the monster, but from people trying to claw away. It's out of character. I don't want to describe it too much because it is just one of them where it's like, you know, there's only so many ways you can describe it. Whatever's done this is scary. The thing is, once you get inside though, there's loads of candles and like torches on the walls. Daron, Seamus, and Druid all hear the faint sounds of water, like running water. It doesn't sound like something's coming at you like, you know, a sudden flash flood. It just sounds like there's water running, like, probably from inside one of the walls. Or beneath you, you don't know. And as you go further in the distance, you begin to hear the sounds of just terrified and panicked screaming. It sounds like whatever's inside further down is fighting for their fucking life. Do you ready?
I gesture for the. I quietly gesture to move faster inward.
I'm gonna
Darn
also
nods and
change the
falls back.
music. Here you go, Mel.
Okay. Yeah, this did seem inappropriate music for marching to a battle.
Yeah, don't worry. Got you covered. As you get further in, you in the distance see the hands of two civilians, a man and a woman. It looks like the woman has been just smashed across the ground. From what you can see, what looks like dragging blood. And you see a man who's reaching out to his partner, and he barely just manages to touch her hand before he just goes limp on the floor. You see multiple cultists and even other Tarrasque people who have been completely mauled to death. And you see four cultists locking, in battle, surrounding this wild creature that's just moving alarmingly fast. It's hard to really get a good look at them, but it looks like they have a very prominent jaw with spikes kind of almost forming like a beard. It's hard to really tell. There's spines on spikes on its shoulders and along its back, along the spine of the body. The hands have elongated claws, and their teeth, even though they look humanoid, look razor sharp. And their eyes are this striking gold that almost pierces into your soul. It's a very different kind of feeling from Aurix, where it looks more like it's sort of like a parent would be with a child, where they sort of, see everyone as innocent. That's kind of the gaze you get from Aurix. This looks more like a wild beast that will tear you apart if you give it a chance. And I'm going to drop you into the map.
Well then.
And I hope you're ready for initiative, fellas.
Ah, boy.
I've not been able to get something that I could adequately have for the token in the middle, hence me using this generic token for them.
Skull just means big bad man.
Yep.
And it's just regular size, so it's not like this big beastie.
All you hear from
Hey,
it,
beastie.
you hear just this guttural scream. It almost sounds like a man in...
Clear the initiative order first.
Oh, it should have cleared already. It did when I brought the thing out. It was clear. Alright, yeah.
I don't know if I'm able to... Oh, no, there we go.
So...
Good.
Yep, that's...
Oh boy!
It's a 15 anyway. Oh, for you, Mil. Yeah.
Oh, dear.
Yeah, you did the 14. If you just want to change the 16 to a 14 again.
Yes.
But yeah...
Fortunately, it's not too much of a difference, so that's
the sound coming from this thing, this person, is just an guttural, almost inhuman, monstrous roar. It would almost put the Hulk to shame. And yeah, it's Rua's turn. And you just see these cultists being beaten up and just scratched and clawed. But it is Rua's turn. And he takes a moment and looks at the bodies on the floor. And just holds in a breath. As he draws his sword and runs in. And he had 5 movements to spare. So technically, for the sake of this fight, the cultists are your allies. I mean, that doesn't mean you can't, still hit them with stuff. But, they're not going to immediately attack you because there's something much more immediately pressing.
So does that mean...
classic enemy mine situation.
Yeah, does that mean it's classed as overwhelmed, then?
Yes, it is. Which means Rua gets advantage on these strikes as he pulls out the Moonblade. That's a hit. 13 damage and a 2. So when he goes for the second hit, the creature begins to notice and just backhands Rua and just strikes him across the face and just roars
shit.
at him.
Oh wait, don't I get to use my held action?
I mean, sure, I guess. You can have an Eldritch Blast. A singular Eldritch Blast, sadly.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit this motherfucker. And let me fire in my laser.
You shooting the cultist?
Or actually, I think that this guy's in range too, so I'll hit the big guy.
Right.
Oh
Just
my
making
god.
sure.
Just 1 damage.
You strike
Jesus.
it, and it almost like you just watch as it slightly flinches and just looks straight at you, Seamus.
That's right, bitch.
And then Rua goes for a kick as he uses an unarmed strike as a bonus action.
Yeah. Seamus, you realise that it goes before you.
Yep. I'm realizing that now.
So as Rua strikes it in the chest and like hits it like he does, the creature just almost like just screams even more still.
And
Like,
it
it was a-
roared a terrible roar.
It doesn't seem capable of like banter, I guess. But it is its turn. Everyone needs to make a wisdom saving throw.
Oh.
Ah, fuck nuggets.
Actually, wait, let me check something. Because
Please check something.
oh no,
Wait, Felix.
Aldane slash
Felix.
make the roll.
Okay,
Felix
Felix,
still-
you need to make.
Felix
You get.
fails.
Oh, I was gonna say Felix gets +4 because of my
I'm
presence.
fairly sure
and
I
that-
still fail.
Seamus, however,
Seamus just passes because of that.
Boom. Hell yeah.
Without that, though, Seamus would have failed. Now Rua
Yep.
has to make a save. Rua fails. So
Rua doesn't-
Felix and Rua. Oh wait, I also need to roll for the cultist. I'm gonna make 4 wisdom saving rolls because. Yeah. To be fair, these cultists do have advantage against being frightened.
lucky them.
Unlucky them, they all failed. Still.
Most
the cre-
unfortunate.
So the creature just roars. And then it just goes to basically attack one of the cultists, the one down here. And let me see, what's the plus for this again? I always forget. Oh, it's a plus that much. Brilliant.
I guess I don't even have to use enemies abound.
So it hits the cultist. And the cultist will take how much damage? Plus that. So this cultist here, you know the one there,
Dead?
he gets hit so hard, the upper half is just blown into chunks.
Yeah, I expected that.
It then attacks the one down below, the other one next to Rua. Crits.
Naturally.
There's not even anything left of the cultist.
Just
That
a fine
one.
red mist.
Yeah. And then he goes. Then it looks to Rua.
Deepers.
You all see a golden aura surrounding this creature. The energy you feel from this is heavy. Like you're being pushed underwater and you can't get out. You know, like someone's drowning you. Especially for Felix, who's afraid of this. This honestly makes the other things you fought pale in comparison. And think of Rua, who's right in front of it.
Felix, what we talked about was true. It's another horror beyond our wildest nightmare.
Oh no, wait! It doesn't even need to do that yet because it has 3 attacks. So the third attack on Rua, that's a nat 19. So Rua takes 6 damage, actually quite low.
Oof. Got lucky.
But then it does the aura thing. So now it gets 2 extra attacks against Rua. That hits, and that hits. So then Rua takes an additional 14 points of bludgeoning damage. As the creature just grabs Rua by the hair and just smashes him in the face with its knee.
Power knee.
And it just then shoves him back and continues roaring. Daron?
Hmm. There, I think. I just want to make sure I did the right amount of
Yeah.
movement. Bonus action. What's the word? Insightful fighting. So you deception versus my insight.
Okay. Let me see its roll. To be fair, this does actually have a penalty to charisma. Wouldn't you believe it?
So could it even beat a 23?
It got a 16
Great.
from a nat 19. That's how bad its charisma is.
Okay, yeah. Even that 20 would be questionable.
Making a shot.
Yep.
Yeah, do the damage.
20.
No insight? Oof. Insightful fighting, that gives you advantage on...
No, it gives me sneak attack, even if I don't have any of the other bonuses for sneak attack.
So you make the shot. It's a very good shot, right?
Mm-hmm.
But the creature actually looks to you before you make the shot, and it actually gets an arm and swings at the bull to try and minimize the damage you've dealt.
Oh.
So it minimized the damage by 13, so it only hit 17. It only hit by 7 damage. Or it would have. Wait, actually, is your crossbow magical?
It's not.
So you watch as it claws at the shot, and it goes through its hand, but it doesn't pierce the skin fully. And it just rips out the bull and screams again.
Sorry, I didn't mean to... Actually, I didn't mean to click that. I want to know if if it looks similar to Rua.
It's hard to tell. It's moving too much. Like, it's not standing still enough to make a good guess.
And that's all I can do.
The 2 guards, well, the 2 cultists, are both going to make wisdom saves. A nat 1 and a nat 2. Right then. The cultists both begin to run away. This one tries to move away. And it does, actually. It uses a dash. It does move past you, Daron. So if you want, you can use a reaction to do an opportunity attack. Do you want to? Again?
Sorry, what was that?
So this cultist here on the right is moving past you. Do you want to attack it as an opportunity attack, or do you let him run?
I let him run.
And so does the other one, as the abomination can't attack them because it's what's it called? It already used its reaction. Seamus.
Yes! Finally my turn. I'm move in here, pull out my newly minted katana, and give that a little slash boo. Does that hit?
Give me a second. My roll 20's acting up,
Oh,
just like me when I see a cute girl acting up. I'm joking. Uh, let me see. Oh, so you're attacking the cultist, even though there's the abomination there. Yeah, fair enough then. Yeah, 16 hits. Yeah, you scratch him for 5 damage. He's not dead.
yeah, I figured. And with
that
my bonus action, I'm going to cast Bardic Inspiration on Rua.
what's the range of it?
Actually, yeah, let me check. I think it's 60,
I was
and
gonna
I
say.
don't.
Yeah, you're in range if it's 60.
Yeah, so I should be fine. But let me double check it real quick. Yeah, within 60 feet, so I'm good.
Aldane,
All right, my turn, huh?
it do be in
Well,
fact your turn.
see, I believe he is here. Move here. Let's cast a spell as my action. I am not in range yet. And I think I'm going to cast Aid.
Who are you giving aids to?
Uh,
3 people within 30 feet.
So let's go with giving aids to. Well, Rua is right there, so let's give aids to Rua.
Give it to
Let's give
yourself
aids.
as well.
Yes. Let's also give it to Dairon.
Yeah, and
Technically, you wouldn't be giving them AIDS, you'd be giving them HIV.
you're giving it to them to yourself as well then, Aldane.
Of course, of course.
So everyone gets 5 extra HP,
Yep.
and your maximum HP for the 8 hours is +5.
Mm-hmm.
Right. And then what you're doing as a bonus action, if you can even do anything as a bonus action.
I don't think I can.
Right, Felix, you are frightened of this creature. Mill?
Yeah. Gonna stay where I am and just fire off a firebolt.
With disadvantage then.
Yeah.
You nearly hit Rua, but it's only because Aldane shouts at him to dodge and he barely moves out of the way. And you watch as the fire just brushes off the creature's chest. You know, the abomination.
Yeah, sure. I was getting my bad rolls out of the way, Kaido.
How? It's not my fault.
Do I get to do
also,
a
give
wisdom
me-
save?
Yes, you do. I forgot.
Wonderful. Okay. Yeah.
So now it's Rua's turn. As he tries to make the swing. Actually, you know what? He doesn't even do that. He does something else. He is going to activate Stillness of Mind. So he doesn't need to make the save. And then he spends a key point to activate his Astral Arms. And now the abomination must make a dex saving throw. Passes quite easily. So he takes no damage. And now it's the abomination's turn. Now it's his turn. The abomination is going to then attack Rua once, at least. Oh, that's a crit.
Ouch.
as Rua takes 19 damage.
Well, definitely glad I gave him those extra hit points.
The creature just grabs Rua by the back of the leg and just starts smashing the back of his head in the floor.
Oh.
It's probably only because he's got his astral self, the armor, forming around his helmet, that his head isn't, like, on the, part of the floor. And it just, like, roars over him. Like, screams. Then for its second attack, it lifts Rua up, because he's technically still not prone, and then just smashes him into the floor. For 6 damage. So Rua's just taken 29 bludgeoning damage. So Rua is at 6 HP right now.
Great.
And it just walks past him and lunges for Daron. Rua is going to make an opportunity attack because he is no longer afraid of it. He's going to burn in his Bardic Inspiration, which
Yeet.
is it D8 now?
I think it should be a D8. Yeah, it is a D8 now.
He gets a non-natural 20 and hits, and cuts one of the spines off its shoulder. Daron. It goes to attack you.
Mm-hmm.
With its third attack. That's 22.
That hit.
So it lunges at you and basically smashes you into a lariat.
I'm gonna uncanny dodge, but yeah.
You move into the attack, so you basically you let the force of it take you so that you can land properly, so it doesn't hurt you as hard. Then it begins to glow gold again as it activates attacks. That's a non-natural 20 for 8 damage.
What was the damage on the first hit?
The damage on the first hit was a 13.
Okay, so that's halved. So
Rounded down.
6.
And my man's crits again for 13 bludgeoning damage as it just stomps on your chest, knocking the wind out of you, to then lift you up and basically, like, yeah. It's just wild and forceful. It's almost like it's just, not even giving you a chance to breathe. And then it has... let me just see. Yeah, so that's its turn. Daron?
Am I prone or?
You're on your feet. It's more for
Okay.
flavour that it's knocking you to the floor.
I strike with isolation.
Do you aim? Doesn't matter anyway, you still hit.
$22.
You stab it right through the stomach, and Aldane and Rua can both see the other end of the sword. And as you pull the sword out, it just, like, you see the blood gouting from its stomach, and it just, like, recoils and, like, grits its teeth at you. Are you doing anything else?
Yes, I am going to bonus action disengage.
Okay, where are you moving then? Over there? Oh, where? There?
Yes.
The cultists, this one is going to run off the map, and this one is going to disengage because of Seamus, which means you don't get an opportunity attack, and it is going to run off the map.
Pussy.
They're afraid.
Doesn't make him any less of a wimp.
Do you continue to attack the cultists, or are you actually going to deal with the
I'm
main
actually
enemy?
gonna deal with the big guy.
Right,
Yeah, I just wanted to warm up indignation.
sure you did.
So I'm gonna use first my bonus action to cast Healing Word on Rua.
Okay,
I'm gonna cast it at. I'll cast it at 3rd level. So he gets 13 or 11 HP back.
yep, he does look better. Now what?
And now this is gonna be a fun one. So many spells to choose from right now. But I'm gonna stick with the classic. I'm gonna go ahead and cast Shatter.
Okay, roll it.
Yeah. I'm gonna cast that one at 3rd level as well.
Dropping all the big meaties.
I hate that nat one. That's like the 2nd time that's happened to me.
I mean, it's not an actual nat one, but it's still not great.
Yeah.
So you blast it with the, the forceful air that comes from it, and it recoils as it must make a con save. That's a 22.
Well, that passes, I guess.
So that's only 4 damage. Anything else? You're gonna move.
That's about all I can do. Oh, I can move. I think I'm okay where I'm at.
Aldane.
I move 5 whole feet.
I wouldn't have guessed.
I know, crazy, right? Does this look undead?
Give me a religion check. Because religion concerns rolls for the undead. It looks very much alive,
Okay.
but it probably,
Yeah, it's worth a
if
shot.
it had coherent thought, would probably want to die.
Sounds fun.
This looks more, to give you an idea, this looks more advanced than the other Tarrasque creatures you've seen.
Yeah. Alright, well, I'm going to cast... Let's go with Searing Smite.
Oh,
Actually,
sexy. Do it, no balls.
So, Searing Smite, and then I attack with Outrage.
So,
Oh, I don't actually did the damage roll. What the hell?
yeah, it's a thing on your character sheet you'll have to fix. On the settings sheet there should be the don't automatically roll for damage,
Yeah.
which is a shame because you actually go for the swing, and before you can even bring it down, it just it actually kicks your arm away as you don't hit it with a 17. You do, however, have a second attack.
Yes. Hold on.
You still keep Searing Smite until you hit.
Yes. I'm trying to look for the thing that turns it off.
If you go on auto
Depends on-
roll, if you go on your settings page of your character sheet, it should be in the top right. Auto damage roll.
Don't auto damage roll. Gotcha. There we go. Okay. Let's attack again. Fuck. Oh, I'm gonna cast inspiration. That's what I'm gonna do. To roll the inspiration dice I still have.
When did you get bardic inspiration?
It wasn't the bardic inspiration, it's that other inspiration dice you gave us at
To give you
last session.
to give you advantage.
Oh.
Yeah. Unfortunately, sorry, my guy.
Well,
Felix.
I'll just save it for.
Let's see.
I mean, it doesn't. You can still drop saving throw spells on it. Those aren't affected by frighten. And being afraid doesn't affect your concentration either. I think. Yeah, it doesn't. It's only ability checks and attack rolls that you have disadvantage on. And you also can't move closer to the source of the fear.
Then I guess I'll try and cast slow.
Go for it.
So,
What save is that?
wisdom.
What's the DC?
16.
16? So you watch as it begins to slow down and is struggling to move, and its body begins to glow gold as it gets to reroll the saving throw. I'm just gonna take this off. I'm gonna take this off, if it'll let me. And let's see what it gets in the reroll. That's a 13, with modifiers.
Finally, the spell works!
You're gaming. As it is now slowed.
I'll send it to the chat just so we have a record of what's happening.
Yeah. The thing is,
That gives me an idea.
now it looks like it's gone from just being ultra fast to normal speed. For flavour, of course. Is that everything then for you?
Yes. So I will-
Wisdom saving throw, my guy.
Please.
Hey, yo, you
Yay!
passed!
Yay!
You are now, all of you are now immune to its fear effects.
Hooray!
Rua moves in with his Moonblade, and then goes for the slashes. Misses as it just brings its fist round and blocks the sword. You notice it actually, the sword connected with its fist, and it still, like, bounced off. Then it goes again. Hits with 12 damage as it just continues to do its infamous roaring. You guys would... Honestly, Aldane, you swear you might end up going deaf after this fight. Because, like, the roars are almost, like, shaking the area around you. And then Rua is going to spend a key point to do Flurry of Blows. Eight damage. And a crit.
Noise.
As he just punches the shit out of it as hard and as fast as he can. And you're just hearing, like, loud, just blasts of energy radiate from his fists. As it's actually beginning to, like, stumble backwards. And now it's his turn. Just need to check the effect. So now, okay. Can't use reactions. On its turn, it can either use an action or a bonus action, but not both. So, after all that, it begins to, like, hiss. And you hear this weird, like, sound. And Aldane, you begin to see it up close. Some of the wounds that you've inflicted on it begin to heal over. As it begins to heal some of the damage that it's lost. And it oh wow, it rolled max. So it gets back 18 HP.
Fuck.
Which takes it about there. Nope, that's much lower. Can't make on one attack. 11. Right, so it gets to roll a wisdom saving throw again, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
Alright, let's go. That's an 18. As it is no longer slowed down.
Well, slowed it down for a turn.
Hey, it didn't get to do potentially 5 attacks.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
Dayron.
Let me just see. Swoop. Run. Striking with that.
Yep. 27 will hit, because that's the normal roll. So you, this time, actually managed to stab it right through the middle of its chest. And you pull the sword out, and it's just, like, still moving like it shouldn't. Like, the damage is still there, because this is a magical weapon. This is hitting normally. You know, normal damage, I mean. And you did a lot, you know. You did how much?
23?
Very nice.
No, yeah, 23.
And yeah, it's just continuing to roar and scream. I should really take these off the thing. Seamus, it's your turn.
Oh yeah, I'm disengaging him.
Oh, yeah, fair enough. Seamus?
Yes, let me just measure something real quick.
Siamus?
Yes. Yes. I am going to cast the Makare. Ooh, max damage too.
It shouldn't be max damage. Yeah, it's not max damage.
Oh, it's 2d4. Sorry, I thought it was 1d4.
Yeah. Now it must make a wisdom saving throw. Got a 16.
Shit, just barely passed it.
It actually looks at you, Felix, after you make that whatever remark you said at it, Felix. Seamus, sorry. Looks at you,
Yeah, I
Seamus.
said pipe down, you loud ass motherfucker.
Are you doing anything else with your turn?
I'm gonna use a bonus action to cast Bardic Inspiration on Aldane.
Aldane, you are now bardically inspired by your friend.
Coolio.
And then I am gonna move just a little bit. Move like...
Moving away because you pissed it off.
No, I'm moving a little closer, like right over here. Just make
Aldane.
sure. Yeah, perfect.
What are you doing now, Aldane?
I'm a stabby.
Go for it.
Okay, what's the bargain inspiration dice?
D8.
Oh. Fuck.
Even with slow, that would have still not hit.
You were not inspired enough.
Look, I got this loud ass motherfucker screaming in my ears.
Maybe it's the Inspirer that...
There we
good enough
go.
job. That's a sexy roll. Oh wait, you have Thingy still on, don't you? Searing Smite.
Yep. So let's roll damage on the sword first. 9 total. And the smite is 1d6, I believe.
I mean, it's your roll.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it sets them on fire.
Takes 6 damage. So you see it wreathed in flames, and it just roars as a like rushing burst of golden energy forces from it, and some of the flames are already going out on its body. It's still technically affected. It just doesn't seem like it's done as much as it should.
Yeah.
Is it using legendary actions or something?
No, it just may or may not take full damage against fire.
Ooh, interesting.
Then it must make a con save, right?
Yeah.
Out of
so
character, what's
save
its
every turn.
intelligence modify? What's its intelligence stat like?
I'm not telling you that fucking shit. That's metagaming.
Okay.
Yeah.
No,
Okay.
it's one of them because you might knowing the specific modifier or like stat score to a creature might mean that you can. It might encourage you to use a certain ability that you otherwise wouldn't have thought to use.
Yeah.
Yes.
There's specific class features and stuff that can let you know stuff like that. However, like a Battlemaster can.
Hmm.
At the end, at the start of each of its turns, right? So Felix, it's your turn.
Okay. I'm firing my orb.
What element?
I'm gonna
Can
use
turn
my
that in-
inspiration.
Yeah, that'll be a crit with inspiration.
What element indeed? Before I do the actual damage.
Well, as far as you know, you've seen it seemingly like almost no sell the searing smite.
Which was fire. So let's go for a nice bit of acid damage.
All right then.
This is at level 4 now. Just do that.
God, level 4. Oh my god. What's that in total?
So that's 23, 31, 39, I think.
Yep.
It is.
Yeah. 39.
Yeah.
So you watch as it attempts to like punch the orb, and its fist clashes with it, and it loses almost all of the fingers on its left hand trying to deflect that blast.
You fool.
It takes the full damage, but that's just the flavor. So that's 39. You said, yeah.
Yep.
There's just a gout of blood blasted from its hand as it just screams in agony. And now it's Rua's turn. Let me see. Moonblade. Hits.
I'm really loving Chromatic Orb.
So, the Rua,
Pretty busted.
Rua strikes it from behind with one slash, and it turns. And then Rua stabs it through the stomach with its second attack. And the fight's over. However, you all watch. It uses its one free hand, puts its hand over Rua's and the sword, and pushes the sword further through its own stomach. And you begins to recede. You know, like, go away.
Mm-hmm.
As you just see a man with black hair, like this almost naked elf. The only thing covering it up is just some slightly tattered like pants, like kind of Incredible Hulk style. And then it just lets go of the sword and falls to the ground, dead. And once it falls down, you all get to see Rua's expression, and it's a face of horror. And Aldane, as you look to the body, you recognize who it is.
Oh boy, who is it?
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Mm.
Seamus,
Shit.
Yes.
you see the body, and it takes a quick second, and you recognise who it is as well.
Shit.
Who wants to share it for the class?
I'm just gonna
Oh.
do this very quickly. Yeah, Felix, based
This
on
is Rua's.
context clues, figures out who it is.
This is Rua's dad,
Yeah.
King Givas Everay.
And we don't have anybody that has Revivify.
Yep.
Is there any way I can cast Healing Word on him?
He's
Or
dead.
is he... Yeah.
I mean, you can cast Healing Word. It's just unlikely to work.
Yeah.
Rua just slumps to his knees.
Oh, Rua, I'm so sorry.
And if you want, Mill, you can just stop the music entirely for. You can just stop the music for.
Will do.
Rua, I'm so sorry.
I killed my own dad. I
I'm sorry, Rua.
You watch him, and you just see platinum energy bursting from his body. Not like in a wave, it's just like it looks like he's struggling to restrain himself.
Aldean walks up to him and gently places a hand on his shoulder.
It's fine, really. Besides,
No.
I know what we need to do now. It's fine.
Well, the very least we can do is take his body back so he can be buried properly.
Well, for now, we need to finish off what's going on in here, don't we?
Yes.
And once that happens, I'm going to finish the job my father couldn't have the guts to do. Any human I see, no mercy.
That's
My
a
dad
dangerous slope.
My dad only made humans endangered. I'm going to make them extinct!
That is a dangerous path to walk, Rua.
Don't they deserve it? After everything they've done!
Do you really think it's fair to lump all humans in together? Exactly what they did to our ancestors centuries ago.
Yeah, but our ancestors didn't do this to them, did they?
Are all elves arrogant pricks, Rua? Are all elves willing to kill me and anyone not like me?
You know that isn't what this is about.
Rua, it's the same slope.
Is it
It is
really?
a dangerous mindset. I will help you exterminate this organization, but I will not help you commit genocide.
I didn't say you had to help me. I'm fine with doing it on my own.
Then I will kill you.
Rua, if you go down this path, you're
There's no coming back.
You're not gonna like what you see in the mirror at the other end of this. And you're gonna be going down to their level. And if you destroy your humanity to get this revenge, they're gonna have won. That's basically what they want.
At least no
They
one
want you
else
to
left to live.
sacrifice your morality, your person, who you are.
And at least no one else left to live with this pain, will they? No one else will have to accidentally kill their own family. Like this, as he just gestures to his own dad. What am I supposed... Oh my god. My fucking keyboard's going out on me. What am I supposed to tell my own grandfather? Oh hey, I just killed your son. My dad. I don't even... Where's my mum?
We don't know.
Where is she? Is she one of these as well? Do I have to kill her as well?
We don't know.
This group, at least, is going to be wiped off the face of this planet. If not every human, then every single human who has chosen to ally with this group.
That's get behind.
Fair.
Their heads won't just be on pikes. This will be a reminder to anyone who thinks they can get away with this shit. And I'm not gonna lie, I'm going to enjoy every second of it.
Rua.
Let's not waste any more time. Every moment that we waste here, the group could be getting away.
Hmm. Hmm.
And
Alban
Rura
the
just
brief look at Ivanus' body and decides and asks, we should probably take this with us. He deserves to be buried.
we can do it after we finished here. There's no point looking around a dead body, is there?
Very well. Let's go.
Rua just starts to walk a bit ahead of you guys. So if any of you want to speak without him, you can.
We're
We're gonna have to have a discussion.
We're gonna have to keep a big old eye on him.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Felix,
In fact,
do you think you could?
I was just about to do a sending to Accra.
Yeah.
Ask him to let Kuro know as well. On second thoughts, send to Kuro and have him let Akira know. It's better if he gets it from another person who's there to talk to him.
Okay.
Alden,
What is it?
you're gonna have to. Are you gonna be okay?
I
We
will
need
be
to
fine.
do what we need to do to make sure that Rua doesn't make a mistake.
Yes. He's my oldest friend. I will do everything I can to make sure he stays safe.
Good. What about from himself?
If need be, I will do what must be done.
Okay. Better we be the
Hopefully,
villains.
hopefully nothing will get to the worst possible outcome. I can only hope.
So, are you guys going to form in a nation, a formation, if you will?
Yes.
Marching
Going which way?
order, going up as wide as you would like. You could do it even just all the way across if you'd like, just walk in a badass line.
Tombstone style.
Or you could even give Rua some room so you don't like. I knew this episode would be a doozy, this session.
Boy, oh boy.
Is coming up with this what caused you to send the message the other day?
Which one?
The one saying you, what was it? The one saying you have a brilliant idea that you're sure we will like.
No, that this bit has been in the cards for ages. That particular thing with Rua's dad was one of the earliest things for this campaign. I have something else in mind, don't worry.
Lovely.
And so, as you are walking, it's just eerily quiet. And if you want to play that Rising Tide song again, Millie, you can.
Okay.
As it's just dead silent. The only thing to accompany you are the sounds of your own footstep and just the piles of dead bodies that Rua's dad has seemingly, done to them. And as you're walking along, you begin to hear the sound of rushing water going louder and louder. You all hear it this time, not just the people with high passive perception. And it sounds like it's coming from below.
Okay, I send that to Kuro.
It's not the exact sailing on Ivais, but it doesn't matter. As you're walking, I'm also gonna sort out this. That's what you get from Kurogane.
We're gonna have to. We may need to lock up. Darren just kind of is debating whether or not, what's gonna be the next stages going forward with Rua.
Well, you can think about that some other time as you are continuing through the area. And again, you hear the sound of rushing water. It almost sounds like you're at a waterfall. And then you begin to hear shuffling and shaking around you. And I need everyone to make a dexterity saving throw.
Oh, at least Dex is one of the ones I have proficiency.
And hey, everyone's next to Aldanes, so they get a buff.
Yay. 27.
Fuck.
Rua got a 16 with that. So, Seamus, you two?
Yeah.
You mean 14, isn't it? Only plus 4?
Oh yeah, plus 4. So Rua actually fails. So both Rua and so basically what happens is Seamus and Felix, you both try to reach out, and only Felix is able to grab is only able to grab Daron and pull Daron back as you're able to jump away Daron, as Rua and Aldane fall down a trap hole that looks like sort of a sliding pit.
Nice.
Joy of joys.
As they get swept away by what looks like red water? Probably blood?
That's not good.
What do you do?
What do you mean, what do I do? I
mean,
try to swim.
I meant the other story.
Do we got a rope that can reach down there?
They're too far gone. And it looks like you'd need a very, 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 very long rope.
What do you guys think? Jump after him? Guys?
Yeah, thinking.
While you think, let's cut to the others. As Aldane, you are being just washed away by the water. It's unfortunately because of the viscosity of the water, you can't really get any purchase because you're basically on like a wet slide, and like there's twists and turns, so you're like bumping into walls. You actually watch Rua pull out his moonblade and try to stick it into the ground, but there's just no way to properly get it in because you're moving that fast. Just to, give you an idea of the scene.
Shit. Rua.
I know! And as you're sliding down, you both just hit the floor as it feels just like smash into the floor. As both Rua and Aldane take that wasn't meant to be pulled out. That much in bludgeoning damage. And you're both prone. Meanwhile, Daron, Seamus, Felix.
Yes.
So
You probably would
is there still a
springing
path?
all the way down.
Is there still a path for us to follow?
You can walk around it if you want, but you don't know how deep the path goes. It looks like this corridor that you're going down goes down very far.
I don't really want to give the trap maker what they wanted, but I feel like it's better if we're not separated right now.
We can always contact them and figure out a plan of attack.
Yeah. I'd say we keep going, and
I feel like Rua's past the planning stage right now.
He is, but Aldane isn't.
yeah. Well, Dane will be able
I
to at
trust
least help
Aldane
him.
to take him out.
So you three going up ahead?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So, Aldane and Rua. Aldane, you open your eyes and you look around, and I'm going to bring everyone to this map because I don't know how to bring separate players. This is what you see. You see what looks like a cauldron of green flames, and you just see around you gushing pipes of blood and statues of what look like humans holding chalices. And in the far distance, you see a man in armor radiating this like pale blue wisps of smoke, and a very familiar mage at the back. That looks like the mage who used Dimension Door all the way back at Turim's Tower. You know, the one who escaped.
Aldane puts his hand on Rua's shoulders real quick and fills him up with 25 lay on hands.
Oh. He is now at 37 HP.
Excellent.
So, you have finally arrived. Good. It's been a while since we've had entertaining guests, and after the beast had caused such havoc, it's nice to get faces that don't immediately roar, ready to strike. I take it you are
Oh, right, you
Aldane and
racist
Rua?
chuckle fox. Yes. Oh,
Let's
we're
just-
really not in the mood, so let's just get down to the fighting. Please, you racist chuckle fox.
Oh, well then. Alright.
Yes, Daron. Aldane is very much willing to plan.
So you see the mage, you see the armored individual at the back look to the mage and just says, "Do it already." And the mage thrusts a hand. You just watch as the armored man just immediately bursts into energy. Initiative time.
Need to roll initiative, yay.
Do we
Yeah,
also have
we-
to roll initiative?
Yes. Give me a sec. I'm gonna bring you guys on as tokens.
Nope.
Just for the sakes of initiative.
Yeah.
Hope you've been
Aldean
enjoying
was not in the mood
so
to spell.
far. Out of character, we are nearly at the end. We're probably going to be reaching the end soonish, so don't worry.
Yes, because some of us have to watch their crappy national sports.
Oh wow.
No one got a good roll except for Felix.
Wait, I got the wrong character sheet out. I don't want that sheet. I want this sheet.
Oh no.
God damn it.
That's not a great roll for you guys.
Yes.
That's
I
not a great roll
realize.
for those two. Don't really affect
Seamus,
us
you
at
need
the
to roll.
moment.
Seamus, you need to roll initiative as well, by the way.
I do? Damn. Where's my token?
Well, no, only Dayron and Felix need to. Don't worry about it.
You won't make it to the fight. It's fine.
You did a good roll. It's just, not the two people who kind of needed it the most.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Did I give one of them my initiative?
No. So
Oh.
the mage at the back just grins and just says, "Oh, well. Lucky you. Hope you liked what we did with your horse. My idea personally." As he just holds a hand out, and Aldane, you are going to get 2 attacks. 23.
Oh.
As you take... you take 13 radiant damage. You just
13?
yeah, 13. 1-3. Is
Okay.
you just get blasted in the chest with this radiant bolt of energy. And then he does it again. 11.
Ha.
You're not stupid. You parry the second shot with, like, a shield bash. Meanwhile, Seamus, Felix, and Dayron, because your turns are coincidentally right after another, how fast are you moving? Are you taking your time, or are you, like, rushing? Honestly, like... I'll start with Seamus first. How fast are you moving, Seamus?
My speed is 30.
So are you moving full 30, or are you dashing? Are you taking your time?
Probably dashing,
Okay?
because we don't like to be separated.
Felix.
I'll follow Seamus, but I'm not happy about it.
So you're dashing as well?
Yeah.
Dayron?
I sigh as I see the two run off, and I just run to keep up.
So, as the three of you are rushing as fast as you can, you just see nothing but dead bodies. Honestly, there probably isn't many cultists left if there is, and they probably want to hide and not be spotted. There are multiple doors and, like, things in this complex of an area, but it looks like the path that you need to go is leading further in, and there's, like, stairs that are going downwards. That seem to be the way forward. Do you follow them?
Yeah.
All 3 of you?
Mm-hmm.
Very good. So you make it down the stairs and you keep rushing forward. Now it's Rua's turn. As he just looks to you, Aldane, and just draws his sword and runs in. That was 40. He has 50 movement. So he goes here, and he doesn't even pull out his sword. He pulls out his gun.
Fucking Mill.
I don't need sword. I have gun. And he's going to charge energy into the bullet and just fire. Well, he's not even charging energy in the bullet. He's forming the bullet with out of energy. So he makes the shot, and you just watch as the human, you presume, barely even needs to move out the way. He is moving that fast right now, and just avoids the hit, and just shakes the head. And then you watch as Rua holsters the gun and makes like a defensive stance as he what's it called? Uses another key point to do patient defense. And now it's the human's turn. As he runs in and makes one attack at least. Does he hit though? Let's find out. So he brings his sword down Rua's right arm, and you just see gouts of blood rush from his arm, Aldane. As Rua takes, how much is there? That is. Oh, right. Rua takes 17 points of slashing damage. As the sword just goes really deep into his right forearm. And he's just screaming in pain. The thing is, you notice, as like the sword is sort of making angles, light seems to be reflecting off it very well. And the sword looks very sharp to the touch. Like, a hot knife in butter would be underselling how sharp this weapon looks.
Mm-hmm.
And then he makes a second attack. Misses. So you watch as Rua makes a dodge, and then the mage at the back holds out a hand. Actually, does he? No. Wait, he wouldn't yet. Does he? Oh, he can just do this more than once. He holds out a hand, and you watch as the sword begins to, like, suddenly swerve into Rua's midsection. And you just watch as basically part of his stomach just gets sliced open. As Rua takes another 17 points of damage. Exactly that much. Rua's at 3 HP right now.
Yeah.
And then... my fucking keyboard. I changed the batteries as well. Might actually be a fault with the keyboard. Anyway. So because this guy's hasty, he gets to make a third attack. Hello?
Hello?
Yes.
Yeah, my keyboard keeps going on the fritz. So yeah, the guy makes a third attack. It's a crit.
Fuck. Kaido, what happened?
You watch as Rua pulls out his sword to try and deflect the slash. And the only thing you hear in response is the sound of the sword hitting the floor. And then immediately after, you see Rua's right arm hit the floor as it's just been cut off entirely from the shoulder. Rua has no right arm now. And there's just this delayed reaction as he screams in pain and just gets kicked to the floor. He's just pathetically writhing in agony as blood is gouting from his arm. And the last thing Rua does, he reaches out to you, Aldane. And you just see him mouth these two words. Before falling limp onto the ground. And that is where I'm going to end the session.
Oh, you fuck.
Well, shit.
We probably should have gone down the slide.
You didn't know though, did you? It's not
Nope.
your fault.
out of character, just out of curiosity, how many turns do I have to hold out before these guys get here?
Depends on how fast the guys move.
We're moving as fast as
So
we
we're just
can.
dashing every turn.
If you dash,
Dashing every turn
I mean,
to go
I'm
save
not.
Aldane's
The
ass.
thing is, that would be telling you. That'd be telling you, wouldn't it?
Mm.
I guess.
However, you're in a race against time now. And yeah, that's the session.
And that means that is also the stream. Hopefully, everyone has enjoyed this roller coaster of a session the way we have. Oh boy, shit has gone badly. In terms of future stuff, Tuesday, I'll be there. Can't promise anyone else will be there. Thursday and Saturday is looking like it's gonna. It's currently a little bit. Yeah. It's currently a little bit up in the air, but we'll let you know as soon as it happens. And then next Sunday, tune in for the resolution.
Hopeful resolution of this cliffhanger, yeah.
Yeah. See if Rua lives, or if we have to find a new king.
You could always bring him back from, like, revive him.
Yeah, we'll just find the torrent and see if we can use the revivify method he's so famous for.
We are pretty close to him in Bo Batman.
Revivify only works within 1 minute of death.
I know. I was just making the joke.
Well, didn't you say
We
that
need
if
a
one of us
full-on
dies,
resurrection.
didn't you say if one of us dies, we could go on some sort of quest to the underworld to bring him back?
Yeah, you could. Yeah, you could do that.
Who would have guessed that it wouldn't be for one of our characters? It was actually be for Rua.
Also, if Rua dies, he's not getting his arm back. If you did revivify somehow, it doesn't do that. And yeah,
you bitch! You've been planning this.
So out of character, that mage at the back is a divination wizard, which means he can force a result of a dice.
That's some bullshit right there.
And the sword he has is a sword of sharpness, which means if you hit a nat 20, you have to roll another natural 20 to then cut off a limb. Which is why the divination wizard has haste. So the boss, because this is the boss fight, not the fight before. So the boss fight can have as many chances to crit as possible.
So we need to kill the fucking wizard ASAP.
Because the divination...
I mean, we need to kill both of them ASAP. But
the divination wizard can only do a nat 20 with his portent dice once. But, well, you've just seen what he's done with his portent dice.
I mean, my point when I said you planned it, you bitch, is the whole Aurix continually showing us the prosthetics.
Oh,
yeah,
no.
I was thinking that too.
I mean, that was foreshadowing, but if none of you lost an arm, then that would just be a dead plot thread. Like
But,
that, if
I
no
guess,
one,
but at the same time,
if no one had lost a limb, then you know, it's literally a waste. But hey,
well, it did happen, and things are looking quite dicey. But as we said, you are gonna have to wait until next week to find out what the fuck happens, because we will see you next time. Good night.
yeah.